Well, good afternoon. So, yeah, I changed my mind. This overlay plate, it doesn't extend as far as I'd like. And you might have saw in the video me measuring it here in the beginning of the episode. It's about 28.28 off. What is that? Just over a quarter. So cut new ones. A little bit longer. And now this bottom part extends down past this weld right to the tube and sits flush still, but it makes for a little bit more of security, I guess, or reinforcement for this plate. So that's what I'm doing. And then I also attempted to, as you saw in the video, or maybe, then I also attempted to create these straps for around the uniball cups. And there's a little video of that too, time lapse. Uses a torch. Never done anything like that before. So I tried what I thought would work. First one was a little rocky, but the second one came out pretty good. Waiting for those to cool off, and then I'll bring them over here and see how they fit up. And we'll go from there. But it's going to be about welding these on today and trying to finish up this trailing arm altogether. And then guess what? Got to do one more. So here we go.
So I got this little pneumatic file. It's basically like a little sander. It's got a little belt sander on a pneumatic tool. It's only about a 1/2 inch wide, and I was able to get into those interior features on those overlay plates and get those cleaned up. There's not really any other way to get in there unless you use a hand file. So went and got some longer bolts so I could bolt these overlay plates on both sides. And you know what's standing out to me is how much that tube bowed. That thing moved around quite a bit after I welded everything up on the top. But I don't think the rocks are going to care. It's a little bit out. It's definitely not flat, but heat does funny things to metal. And even though I took my time welding it up, it's still warped. It's amazing, even with the aluminum interior slugs in the tubing. But so here I've adopted the 045 filler rod, especially for overlaying like the 1/8 plate onto the 3/16 body. And right here I'm doing the fusion welds over the top where the shock shock eyes or the shock bolts are. And I'm gonna clean up some rod and get to welding. I had a suggestion in one of my last videos that I really shouldn't have that acetone on the workbench with me. So got the whole herd of dogs in there. So I have since moved that acetone off the workbench. Not in this video, but you won't see the acetone on the workbench anymore. Apparently acetone's pretty flammable, so it probably shouldn't be on the workbench. So here, just trying to be consistent with my rod feeding technique and not put too much heat into the part. Lots of figuring. Got a nice steady rest for my torch hand, and just trying to get into those interior features and weld everything I can in this particular position, and then I'll swap things around. There's just a lot of moving around because there's so many different edges, and being right-handed, you can only weld in certain positions, and you've got to get things and make things comfortable. And just trying to be comfortable is the main thing here. So
all right, so this is what I sort of come up with for a strap on the back of the uniball cup. It's a little bit crude. Hindsight being 2020, I should have left this top piece long, and instead of trimming it right here, I should have left it long, put a little break in it, and then wrapped it. But yeah, hindsight, that's always the way it is. But this is what the strap sort of started out as. I shaped it to the cup with I got it hot with the torch and shaped it, but figured out that the complete wrap was just not going to be feasible because of the way the angles work. I just couldn't get it to fit up right, so I trimmed quite a bit of it, and you can see how much it wraps around. It terminates right down in here. So I'm going to go ahead and tack it in and kind of shape it as I'm tacking it, and I'm going to try not to put too much heat into the uniball cup because I don't want to distort it, and we'll just weld it a little bit at a time.
So I wasn't really able to get that strap radius perfectly to that uniball cup, but what I'm doing here is I'm tacking a little bit here and there and then sort of shaping it. I've got a clamp on there. I think I went and got some vice grip style clamps, and just putting a little heat into the strap, tacking it in strategic areas. Then I got these vice grip clamps, got a little bit closer, tapping it around, trying to shape it to that uniball cup, and just doing the best I can to make the weld joint as tight as I can. Lots of back and forth with different types of clamps just to make it fit up as good as I can. And I tried not to weld this too fast and put a bunch of heat into that uniball cup, but I really was apprehensive about welding this strap all the way around the uniball cup because I didn't want to distort the uniball cup. Turned out I did distort the uniball cup even with the weld slug in there, and it was a little bit of a learning curve, we'll just say that, trying to get the actual uniball in there. Turned out I needed to hone out the interior of the uniball cup to get the uniball in there, which, you know, it's a live and learn process for me. It's just amazing every time I weld something like this. It's amazing how much welding and the heat distorts metal, despite all the different precautions that you might have in place and the planning that you do, timing, welding things slow. But that's part of the process, just, you know, living and learning and screwing stuff up so you can learn some more, and learning from the mistakes and trying to carry that forward to the next project.
All right, well, she done. I was able to wrap the top here all the way around the bottom, almost all the way around. I'm happy with it. It looks sort of like an afterthought, but live and learn. I don't think the rocks are going to care, or the dirt, or the mud. The only thing I have left to do is get in here and try to weld these in right in here. So I'll see if I can get that done. Not sure I'll be able to do that. I might be able to do it with a TIG welder. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please make sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, share if you want. I only got one more to do. Gotta go get my bottles refilled. So we'll see you guys next time.